Hello there everyone, it's me Harry, and today we're going to take a look at the Sonic the Hedgehog games that I own. I felt like I might as well go over this franchise and how it's lived on over the years for me. I never grew up with it compared to Mario. I just never got into it until a couple of years later. And my reaction to the franchise back then, like in 2017 to now, has changed a bit. I don't like it as much as Mario still, I think. I just think the Mario games are more polished. And there are better Sega franchises around that I prefer, like Outrun and all that. And Virtua Fighter and all that, so yeah, but I still have a good selection of Sonic games. And plus, since I'm a big fan of Sega consoles, it's no brainer that I have a few. But I used to have some, Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast, but I gave it away. But we're going to start off with two Saturn games. So there were 3 Sonic games on the Saturn, but I have 2 of them. I don't have Sonic R, even though I do love that game on Gems Collection, which is the only way I can play it, because I've not been able to find Sonic R on the Saturn. It's a little different from the version that was on Sonic Gems Collection, because that was based on the PC version and added some extra features. So here you go. The first one is Sonic 3D Flicky's Island, which was released in February of 1997, also known as Sonic 3D Blast in North America. So this was originally released on the Mega Drive, and then a Saturn port was made after the cancellation of Sonic Extreme. And we all know what that development cycle was like. So until recently, this was the most expensive game I'd ever purchased. I really wanted to play this one badly. I have the PC version of it as well. If I can find it, that is. Oh, there we are. So I have the PC version as well, which is very similar, but it has different special features. This is a re-release from Empire Interactive. It's from 2002, I think. Yeah. And then the other difference is that the PC version has in-game save, but this version does not. So you have to complete the game in one sitting, like with old games at the time. Like the original Mega Drive titles. So, of course, since it's Saturn packaging, it's cheap and nasty. It's just 2 pieces of plastic connected together with cardboard on the bottom. And then on the inside is a little pamphlet for other Saturn games. This was kind of what you'd expect to come with Saturn games at the time that were published by Sega. So when you open it up, you get all sorts of different games in there. Look at those. Even Fighters Mega Mix. And of course Sonic 3D is on there as well. There's always something going on with what Sega brought out, even if the Saturn, of course, was a commercial failure. Next up is Sonic Jam. This is a enhanced version of the original 4 Sonic games. So you have, Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, and Sonic and Knuckles. And then Sonic 3 and Knuckles and Sonic 2 and the Blue Sphere minigame. And then they have the Sonic World open world thingy, where you can complete missions and all that. It's a prototype of the Sonic Adventure engine, when it was originally meant to be for the Saturn, before it was just proven too much for the Saturn's hardware, so they moved it to the Dreamcast. But yeah, this is a good addition to my Saturn lineup. It's much more expensive to get it now than it was back then. I got this for pretty cheap. It's a sad thing that game collecting has gone pretty high. And I did actually record many years ago when my old best friend James Price visited my house, and he played a little bit of Sonic 3D. I kind of wish that he played through the entirety of the game, but I was in a rush, and couldn't do everything at once, and I didn't really want to give him a game that's quite hard to find anyway. I wouldn't be too sure about that. Now, next up, we have some games for the GameCube. So first of all is Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. So this is the enhanced port of the original Sonic Adventure 2 on the Dreamcast, and it was a GameCube launch title in the UK. So this was during the period when Sega went third party, and so Infogrames distributed their games until around 2003. But of course, you have all the main characters on there: Sonic, Shadow, Tails, Knuckles, Dr. Eggman, Rouge the Bat, a Hero Chow, and I forgot what the evil one's called. I think it's Evil Chow, and then there's Omo Chow on the front as well, or is that just a neutral? Yeah, it's a neutral. Sometimes I get a bit confusing on the characters. It's a big franchise and all that. And then they included some of the features on this in an update on the PS3 and Xbox 360 versions. Then we have Sonic Mega Collection, which was the debut of, Sonic's older games on the GameCube, released in 2003. And you had a good selection right there of some Sonic's greatest hits, and there were some bonus games as well. So, like, if you had Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, you could unlock Flicky right away, and I think with another game, you could unlock something else. I think it was with Fantasy Star Online, which I don't have and I'm not interested in getting. Yeah, there you go. And then the next up, we have Sonic Heroes, which I've had this for many years, the GameCube version. It's, in my opinion, the best version of the game. It doesn't run as slow as the PlayStation 2 version. And it's overall a nice, fun experience to play. And then just on the back, they advertise Team 17's Worms 3D. Kind of awkward if you'd ask me, but there you go. It's just a game Sega published in Europe and in North America after Acclaim went bankrupt. Good old Sonic Heroes. And then next up is Sonic Gems Collection, released in 2005. So this has some of the Game Gear games, and then they also include, the main features are Sonic CD, Sonic the Fighters, and Sonic R. There was inclusions of more games on there, like Sega Sonic the Hedgehog, but the trackball feature on that was they couldn't replicate that with a controller, so yeah. There you go. And then, funnily enough, this was the only version of the game released in North America. The PS2 version wasn't released in North America for reasons we don't know. And for PlayStation 2, I only have two. One of them isn't really a Sonic game, but I'll count it as one anyway. And it's the iToy game Sega Superstars, released in 2004, where it has different mini-games based on Sega IPs. So Sonic, Crazy Taxi, Nights into Dreams, Virtua Fighter, Summer Day Amigo, Super Monkey Ball, The House of the Dead, Space Channel 5, Choo Choo Rocket, Billy Hatcher, Puyo Pop Fever or Puyo Fever, and Virtua Striker. And then in the Sonic minigame, you use your arm to move Sonic, and he might sometimes turn into Super Sonic, and you might sometimes play as Shadow. It's a simple minigame compilation. It's what the iToy was meant to be for to begin with. And this version, if you have a look, it says not to be sold separately, because this is the version that would come bundled with an iToy. And then inside, there's a leaflet for other Sega games as well. So there's Sega Superstars, there's Headhunter Redemption, the sequel to the original Headhunter. There's Sonic Heroes. There's Worms Forts Under Siege. Blood Will Tell. And then on the back is Guilty Gear Ayuska. And Spy Fiction. And then there's a little archive bit as well with some other games as well. With Virtua Fighter 4 Revolution, Samurai Jack, The Shadow of Aku, Puyo Pop Fever, Worms 3D, Nightshade, and Seven Samurai. So, yeah, one of these games was actually released by the Sammy Corporation. It was right after Sega and Sammy merged. And then Sammy exited the video game industry to focus on other things. And then the other one is Sonic Gems Collection on PS2, which I've had for far longer. It's the same thing as the GameCube version. There's no difference at all. But what is kind of confusing is that Sonic Adventure Director's Cart, DX Director's Cart on GameCube had all 12 Game Gear games as unlockables, but in Gems Collection there's only 6. It makes more sense in Mega Collection Plus because each one would have each half. But Gems Collection wasn't released on the Xbox, and so only the first 6 Game Gear games were released on there. But yeah, this is Mega Collection Plus, which is the expanded version of the original. It adds some extra games in it as well. And it still has some unlockable stuff you can add in. Like if you have Sonic Heroes save file, you get something and blah blah. So there you go. That's Sonic Mega Collection Plus for you. And then last but not least are the games I have for the 360. And they're not exactly fully Sonic games as well, but just, more, the crossover ones with other Sega franchises. But first of all is Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, released in 2010 with Banjo-Kazooie. Yep, the two peeps that Microsoft took away from Nintendo when they bought out Rare. They're exclusive to the 360 version. And then they also have, you can also play as your own Xbox 360 avatar and online and DLC. So this is basically the most complete version of the game, because you have not just your own avatar, or Mii's in the Wii version, but you also get the DLC and you also get Banjo-Kazooie as an extra playable character right from the box. You get them by default. Which is actually pretty interesting if you'd ask me. And then on the back of this, there's an ad for the Sonic Spinball roller coaster at Alton Towers, which went back to being called Spinball Whizzer in 2016 when the license expired. And then lastly in this video is Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, released in 2012. So of course it's the sequel to the original, with some new characters added in and all that. And they even have Wreck-It Ralph as a bonus playable character that was done to promote the film. Very interesting if you'd ask me. But this version is not the complete version this time. It's the PC version, which adds some extra playable characters in it. Like some from the Yogscast YouTube channel, and even Football Manager character, which is named after the Football Manager franchise that Sega Sega publishes. And I don't know why, but my copy is the Classics re-release. Must have been like that when I got this at CEX. So there you go. But there you go. That's Sonic games that I own. Oh, I have missed out on one. Would you like to know what it is? Never mind. I'll tell you anyway. Yeah, it's Sonic Origins Plus. I don't know where I put that one. I don't know where I put that one at all. I think I must have misplaced it somewhere, even though it should have been in my Switch collection, but never mind about that. Yeah, Sonic Origins Plus is an expanded version of the original Sonic Origins. It was released in 2013. I actually pre-ordered that one. So, was able to get that, and it's got some stuff in there that makes the games easier and all that. There's like a new mode where you have unlimited lives and you can just complete the game in your own free will with all the versions and all that. So, yeah. But anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.